It's Thursday. You know what that means? A new episode of Chit Chat with Bernie Bella. Hello, everyone. Welcome and good evening. How wanna do it? Welcome to episode 6 of Chit Chat with Bernie Bella. I'm your host, Bernadine, and if you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. Previous episodes can be found on YouTube, so visit the site, like, comment, and subscribe. So thanks to everyone for tuning in tonight. Drop a comment to say hello. Let me know who's here, who's joined me. And let's get the show popping. Let's start. So, Chit Chat with Bernie Bella is an interactive talk show where we discuss sports, politics, current affairs, entertainment, gossip, and news, and what's happening in our community and around the world. So, viewers are asked to participate. You can ask questions, make comments, give your opinions. It's an interactive talk show, so you may even get invited to join us virtually in studio, and your weekly participation gives you the opportunity to win the gift of the week. And the gift this week is fight. So I'll touch on a little bit more on this when it's time to tell you about how you can win the gift. So our aim with this talk show is just to have fun, discuss topics, learn about various things, and enjoy yourselves, right? So there's lots to talk about today, so I'm just gonna jump right in. If you're on, just stop, say hello, drop a comment, let me see who's joined me, and so that's how we'll do, that's how we do. So I'm starting off with my artist of the week. Our two artists tonight are Nation Boss and Shano. So they both got albums. They both got new tunes out and new videos out. Nation Boss, his song's title is Human. Good, clean lyrics, speaks about humans and their behavior. It's a nice song, radio play, good culture song. Shano is back with 2 new songs that are trending very well right now. One is called Good Life and the other one is Dark Lonely Road. Shano has been around for a while and always keeps reinventing himself. One of them, he talks about begging and being homeless and stuff because there was a video of him in the gully and people were saying he's homeless and stuff, but it was just for the video shoot. So check out Shano with Good Life and Dark Lonely Road, and check out Nation Boss with Human. They're both really good songs, and check out both artists on YouTube. Let me see who's joined me. Hey Enid, how are you? Long time no see. Good night. Your first time, welcome. Feel free to drop a comment, where you find appropriate, give your opinion. Hey, Money of Money Promotion, how are you? Long time no see. COVID's keeping us away from each other. So, but thanks for joining the show. And again, just drop a comment where you see fit. Good night, Clarendon Goodies. Missed you last week, but apparently you were exercising. So, yeah. Thanks for coming in tonight. Okay, so we're moving on to my favorite topic, sports. So Raptors have won a couple of games since the last show. They beat DeMar DeRozan and the San Antonio Spurs last night. We also got a new player. He's a Canadian, Kem Birch. He's also a member of the Team Canada. So far, so good. He's playing well. Again, we won last night. We lost the night before. We're playing tomorrow. So, right now we're not in playoff spot, but we're keeping our fingers crossed that maybe we can come down to probably either 9 or 10 or maybe 8 and do the new format this year that they have is called the play-in. So fingers crossed, we'll see how that goes. The Blue Jays, they've started their season well. They've won a few games so far. I think they're 7-6 on the season right now. They played New York Yankees earlier this week, and they won 2 of those games. So they're doing good so far. Season just started, so, we'll see how that goes. Our soccer team, TFC, the actual MLS season starts this Saturday. So they're going to be playing Montreal Impact this Saturday in their season opener. However, they've played a couple of CONCACAF games already against Lyon, a team in France. And one game ended in a 1-1 draw, and they won the second game 2-1. So they, hopefully for a good start, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So, as some of you might have already heard, J-Rod is no more. Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez has decided to go their separate ways. It was reported back in March that they'd separated because allegedly Alex had cheated with another girl. But they said that they were still together. They put out a statement that, they had some issues, they're working through it, but they were still together. However, today they released a statement saying that they have separated and will remain friends as they have several business ventures together. The statement also said they've realized they're better as friends than as a couple. They started dating in 2017, got engaged in 2019. They were supposed to get married in 2020, but due to COVID, that was put off. And now, they're no longer together. They're not going to get married. J-Lo has been married 3 times previously and has twins with Mark Anthony. A-Rod has been married once and has 2 girls with his ex. Leaving a long-term relationship is never easy, so we'll send them our blessings. They've asked for privacy and space while they go through this process, so we'll respect that and give it to them. Veteran Jamaican DJ Amos Edwards, better known as General Trees, recently made a video to show that he's recovering and doing well after suffering 2 strokes in the last 3 years. So for those, if the name doesn't sound too familiar, he's the guy that sings Ghana Negril. That was one of his most popular songs. He's looking healthier. He's doing better. His mobility he's getting back his mobility. And that's, quite something after having 2 strokes. So we'll continue to send blessings to him and wish him well. Okay, let's see who else is joining us. Hey, Rudolph, thanks for checking in. Yeah, money, miss seeing you too, my friend. Yeah. COVID has got us not going out as much, not doing stuff that we normally do. So, you just kind of see people online and that's about it. But thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. So, charges have been laid in the death of Natalie Dawkins. That's the lady on the left. She's a teacher who went missing in Clarendon and her body was later found in a dump. Apparently, robbery was the motive for her death. She was lured out of her home by the triggering of her car alarm, where she was then overpowered, robbed, killed, and her body was dumped elsewhere. One of her killers was killed in a shootout with the police. That's a guy on the right. He's a 20-year-old. He was killed in a shootout. The other 3 who were presently in police lockup have supposedly confessed to what they did. The ages of the arrested men range from 17 to 23. Apparently, they triggered the alarm so that she could come out of her house to look to see what's happening with her car. Then they pulled the gun on her, took her back in her house, robbed her of her TV and laptop and tablets and other items, and then, took her away. They're still speculating based on the charges that the police have put on the guys. They're speculating whether she was raped or not, because there wasn't an actual rape charge. There was an attempted to rape charge. So that's still a little bit up in the air as what exactly happened to her. But I mean, she's a basic school teacher. She can't have been making a lot of money. And, she worked hard for her things. And teenagers, really, young boys, decided that they wanted what she had and they had to kill her to get what she had, which is, just not fair. Just not fair at all. So we'll continue to send prayers to her family. So let's see who else is checking. Share the live. Let me know that you can hear me clearly. Feel free to drop a comment on anything that, I'm talking about, if you have an opinion on it and stuff like that. All right. So Derek Chauvin's trial is still ongoing. He's one of the policemen accused in the murder of George Floyd. The prosecutor have been making mincemeat of the defendant's professional witnesses. Apparently, these witnesses are paid as much as $11,000 to appear on the stand to try to refute the testimony of the prosecution witnesses. One of the consultants that came on stated that George Floyd died because he had a heart problem and his heart could not handle what was happening to him. So he's basically saying it was not the knee on the neck that killed George Floyd, but something was wrong with his heart. I don't know how that goes. I don't know how that how that works, but the $11,000 that these expert witnesses are being paid does not seem to be money well spent at this point in time, because they're not holding up well on cross-examination by the prosecution. Also, the guy that was with George Floyd at the time in the store, Morris Lester Hall, he has asked for and gotten permission not to testify for the defense on the fear of self-incrimination. It was said that Hall sold drugs to Floyd just moments before in the store based on the store video footage. Drugs was also found in the car, so he could be charged based on whatever evidence or statement that he gives at the trial. So he doesn't want to be on the stand and be asked questions, because he told them he's just going to invoke his Fifth Amendment rights and not say anything. So the judge decided to grant him permission not to testify for the defense. Also, Derek Chauvin, the policeman who's on trial, he's decided not to testify at his own trial as well, claiming that he would invoke his Fifth Amendment rights not to take the stand. So with that being said, the defense, they had witnesses on stand for the last 2 days. So with Chauvin decided now to not go on the witness stand, the defense rests their case. So the trial is now moving into the closing argument phase. So over the next couple of days, both the defense and the prosecution will present their case to the jury, do their closing arguments, and based on what's happening, we may have a verdict by next week. So fingers crossed, let's see what happens from there. I'll continue to monitor and keep you guys updated weekly. So let's see who said what. Enid says, I can't say how sad this is. Lots of blessing to the family, and keep the faith and be strong for each other. Yeah, that it's just sad. Like each time I think about that lady and Miss Dawkins and how she died and the reason why she died. It just annoys me. It annoys me very much. So in the US, there was another shooting of a black man again in Minneapolis. So 20-year-old Dante Wright was killed by police in Brooklyn Center in Minneapolis, just 10 minutes, just down the road from where George Floyd was killed. Apparently, he was being pulled over for having his air freshener over his rearview mirror. And I checked. There's actually a law in Minneapolis that you cannot have your air freshener. I know a lot of us drive and some people put their masks over their rear view mirror, or some people will, like I put my, that's where I keep some of my air fresheners, is just over it. Apparently it's illegal to do so in Minneapolis, and he was pulled over for that. He ended up getting killed. So Kim Potter, the cop, a 26-year veteran, claimed that she was reaching for her taser and got her gun and shot him by accident. Now, if you've felt the weight of a gun and you felt the weight of a taser, you'll know that, one, they feel different. Two, the gun is heavier than a taser. So if a 26-year veteran can't feel the difference of when she picks it up to know it's her taser and not her gun, and you're not trained to keep your taser and your gun on the same side. Your gun is on your strong side, and your taser is supposed to be on your weak side. So they're on opposite sides of the body. So how she got confused, I don't know. So she's since retired from the police force since the shooting. I think it happened on Monday. The head of the police department has also resigned as well. There's been nightly marches and protesting in Brooklyn Center since Mr. Wright's death. Today, Ms. Potter has been charged with second-degree manslaughter. They didn't charge her with first or second-degree murder. So we'll see. We'll have to monitor that and see how that particular trial is going to go, because it's just hard that you can't, being black, you can't even drive being black. Like, there's nothing you can do that somebody hasn't gotten killed for as a black person. So it's just hard right now. So let me know what you guys comment. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Okay, so here in Ontario, we're back to COVID. We're still under lockdown. The numbers are still going up. The schools are now all closed. One day the education minister came out and said, schools will be reopened, but will remain in shutdown because the kids are just coming off March break this week. So it was supposed to be, we're in shutdown, but the schools will reopen after March break. Next day, the Premier David Ford came out and said no. Doug Ford came out and said no. We're in a shutdown. The schools are going to be shut down, and we're going to go back to virtual learning. Education minister and the Premier, he didn't talk. He couldn't have had a conversation to say, hey, let's figure this out and make one statement. No. Conflicting statements, a day apart. So as it stands right now, when spring break ends on Friday, tomorrow, next Monday, it'll all be virtual school. And yeah, it's just crazy right now. And the way how things are set up is If you've purchased it online, you can do curbside pickup. You can pick up anything curbside. However, if you go into the store, you can't buy a blender in the store. You can only do online and do curbside pickup. You can't buy pots in the store. It's not essential. It's not an essential item. However, I can go and buy grass seeds because that's essential. But I cannot buy a pot to cook in the store. Like I can't walk into the store and buy a pot to cook in. I can walk into the store. I can go to the garden center at Home Depot and get grass seeds and mulch and other stuff. Apparently, those are essential, but a pot isn't. A blender isn't. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. But, the numbers are still going up. The vaccine isn't coming in fast enough. So there are a lot of appointments that are being canceled because we don't have enough vaccine in Ontario. And I saw something the other day. There was a stats the other day that Ontario got 4.5 million doses of vaccine. We've only used 3.4 million doses of vaccine, but yet there's a shortage and nobody can tell where the 1.1 million dose went. So we have to see what happens with that. Go from there. Also, Montreal is in a lockdown as well. They have curfew and people have been demonstrating and rioting and, breaking into businesses and setting fires and all of that stuff during the curfew. So right now, the world is just topsy-turvy. 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 Because people just don't want to stay in. They don't want to do anything. Let's see. Oh, Cherie said, is it the vaccine that you're stating that says that was wasted? Cherise, Enid. Yeah, I think she knew what she was doing at the time when she did whatever, because various people have come on the different shows and, went over the process and can't figure out how she couldn't tell the difference between the taser and the gun. Oh, shoot. But that's a lot of vaccine to waste, like 1 million doses. That's a lot of vaccine to waste. Hey, Colleen, thanks for checking in. That's a lot of vaccine to waste. Over 1 million? Like, seriously? That's a lot. But I went and checked the numbers, and these are the numbers right there as to what's happening right now. So in Canada, we've had over 1 million people tested. 984 have recovered. 984,000 have recovered, and there's been 23,000 deaths in Canada. Worldwide, there have been 138 million people tested. 78.5 million have recovered. 2.97 million people have died. So to put that into perspective, worldwide, the number of people have died would be the entire population of Jamaica. Just like put that into perspective. 2.97 million people died of COVID worldwide. That's the population of Jamaica. Ontario numbers, we've tested 399,000, 354,000 have recovered, 7,610 have died. Jamaica, they've tested 42,924 people, 19,136 have recovered, 682 have died, I think, and that was as of yesterday, so the number would be higher today. So it's just been crazy. So let's see who else is checking. Let's see who else. Hey, Marcel, good night. Thanks for checking in. Hey, Nana, thanks for coming back. Blessings. Thanks, guys. Thanks for checking in with me weekly. Hear me talk, hear me go on and on. But yeah, so last week we reported that the rapper Earl Simmons was in the hospital, and he since passed away at age 50. So we'll keep his family in our prayers. And yeah, another musical legend is transitioned too quickly because, yeah, like verses, when he did verses the other day, like his songs, it just reminded you of how good he was as a lyricist. And when he died, and then I went back and listened to some of like his songs that he had done. There's very few artists, there's very few rappers where their gospel song, first of all, rappers don't do gospel, but his gospel songs and his other songs that like you can bop to all of them and they take you back someplace. You know, you can remember turning your music all the way up and bopping to Rough Rider. You can remember bopping to Get At Me Dog, and you can remember bopping to Damien. And then if you like look at some of the meaning behind his lyrics, yeah, really, really transition too soon. So, you know, again, rest in power to DMX. Let's see who I see. Erica is joined. Hey, Erica, how are you? Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. And also, coincidentally, Prince Philip, His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, husband to the Queen of England, also passed away on the same day as DMX. Now imagine DMX and Prince Philip name being called in the same sentence. That doesn't happen. But, you know, again, condolences to the Queen. I don't know. It's hard to imagine how the Queen is functioning right now because Prince Philip and the Queen has been married for 70 plus years. So imagine like you've lost your life partner. I can't even imagine being married 10 or 20 years. Never mind, you know, over 70 years. And regardless of their status and how they are, at the end of the day, they're human and they will hurt. And to lose your life partner of 70 plus years, that must be very hard and very devastating for her. So, you know, condolences to the royal family, and they are human. We'll send our prayers to them and to the Queen, because it's not hard losing a partner. And after 71 years to get up and that partner isn't there. I remember losing my foster mother, and and at the time she passed 2 years ago. And at the time she passed, she had been married to her husband for 50 odd years. And I remember him, like he just seemed lost. Like he had her, dress laid out on the bed beside him. Like he seemed lost. And they were married for 50 odd years. And so, imagine the Queen after 70 plus years. It's just hard. It's just hard. Nana says DMX was so anointed, lyrically inclined. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. His lyrics just, yeah. And Colleen says DMX is royal. Colleen says some people don't live so long. Girl, I can't even imagine being married 20 years, never 71 years. I mean, I'm not even that old. But, it's just what it is. It's just life. And that's something we all have to go through at some point. And yeah. Also, Jamaica lost Joseph Mafood. So Mr. Mafood was one of the founding members of the Wisinko group in Jamaica. Now, he was never one of those upfront people. He was always behind the scenes and stuff. So, but if you drink brands like water, Cran Water, Boom, True Juice, Squeeze, that's the brand that Wisinko produced, and he was the head of that. So, again, Jamaica lost another major business leader because Butch Stewart died, a few months ago, and now Mr. Mafood has passed on. And yeah, those are icons in the business industry. So condolences to his family. And we're circling back to Canada. So the guy on the right is Galen Weston, and he passed away yesterday or Tuesday after a long illness. He was 80 years old. He was a patriarch of the Weston family and Weston Foods and Weston Groups. So if you've shopped at Loblaws, Fortinos, and No Frills, those are part of the Loblaw family, and that's his family's company. Other properties were Choice Properties, Selfridges Group, Holt Renfrew. He retired as a chairman in 2016 when he was 75. He was born in England and was married to Hilary Weston, who was at one time the lieutenant governor in Ontario. And here's another situation where they were married for 55 years and had 2 kids. So Prince Phillip, Mr. Mafood, and Mr. Weston, they're all life partners of people that, have been married for over 50 years. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. So let's see who else has come on really, really loyal. Yes, it is. Okay. So the gentleman on screen, his name is Mr. George Wright. Mr. Wright is a JLP member of Parliament for Westmoreland. He was recently seen on video having a boxing match with a female who has since been identified as his common law wife. Now, I'm not being flippant when I call it a boxing match, but to the way how the man did attack the woman, to the way how him did a lick her, and to the amount of lick him give her, only in the boxing ring, you see them the lick. Only when 2 men a fight and a punch them one another, you see them kind of lick them. So it was caught on CCTV video. So that's how this all came out. The video went viral and all of that stuff. So she went and made a report to the police. After the video came out, he also went and made a report to the police and, went away about his business. But now that things are, coming out more, people are now calling for his resignation. The PMP members of Parliament, both on the PMP side and the JLP side, are saying that he should step down and resign his position and all of that. Earlier today, he went with his attorney to the Freeport police station in St. James. So we're not sure yet what's going to happen. We'll wait to see, and I'll let you guys know next week. Let's see what's happening here. Bernie, very informative. Nana says it's I try to be. It's a lot of work. I didn't think it would be that much work, but you know what? I learn a lot doing it, so I don't mind doing it because I like to learn and I like to do research. So I learned a lot. So thanks for that. So couple of days ago, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, there was a major accident on the toll road on Highway 2000. I think the PJ Patterson section of the toll road, where 4 people died. 2 men and 2 ladies died on the and 11 of them were taken to the Spanish Town Hospital. Apparently, the driver of the Toyota minivan that was heading towards Spanish Town blew a tire, because I spoke to a couple of people that were not on the scene but know of what's happening. The minivan blew a tire, and because of the speed that the van was going, the driver lost control of the vehicle and ran into the back of a truck and overturned. I saw the videos. I am choosing not to show the videos because of how graphic it is. And let's just, when breeze are blowing garbage on the road and the garbage just all over the road, that's how the bodies are on the road. That's how the van parts are on the road. And yeah, it's just a very horrific video. One of the father of one of the deceased lady called in. He was being interviewed by one of the TV stations, and he was upset, righteously so, regarding the death of his child. But also what he was more upset about was the people who were sending him the videos of the crash scene. Now imagine your child dying in a car accident, and people think that you need to see that accident. So many people have sent him different copies of the video. He stated that he's not interested in viewing any of the videos. That's not how he wants to remember his child. But my thinking is like, why would people think that he need to see those videos? Why people think that that needs to be an image he wants to have in his head? And I've noticed the trend now is like, something happens and it's not, oh, let me help. It's, let me get the first video. Let me be the first to send it out. Let me be the first to send it to the bloggers. And mind you, yes, the bloggers will appreciate it, me being one of them. But at the same time, it's like, I don't need all the graphic and all these roadside media journalists. But at the end of the day, you lose your child. You don't want people to send you stuff you don't want images of the accident. You don't want that to be what you remember of your child. So yeah, he was very, very upset that people keep sending him stuff. And I mean, having visited Jamaica, having seen how the drivers drive in Jamaica, both the taxi man them and the bus driver, because the thing is, the more trips you make, the more money you make. So they will drive recklessly to make enough trip to make more money. And the accidents that happen down there, very few people recover because of the speed of how the drivers are going. And some of them now wear seatbelt and all of that. And in this instance, the driver didn't survive the accident. The driver didn't survive the accident, Of the 11 that went to the hospital, I think one has since died. There's about maybe 5 or 6 that are still critical. So it's that this particular accident was very, very was a very bad one, very bad. Okay, let's see what the comment section is saying. Nana says, I support nothing called abuse. Resign and go dig a hole and put himself in it. I'm telling you, the man, Nana, like the video, seriously, the leak, them want him get a woman. And she a hole her one. But, if it wasn't reported, if it wasn't caught on CCTV, nobody would have known the difference. Enid says, you're doing a great job. Why, thank you. Thank you. Nana says, yes, research is always key. Doing great, Bernie. Thanks. Nana says they drive too terrible in Jamaica. Sad. Very, very, no. Even here now, I'm not in any haste to go anywhere. If I'm late, I can't be early late. I can't be late. I'm just going to be late. And that's all that it is. Nana said them damn inconsiderate. Well, seriously. Oh, yes. Colleen says, I hate when they keep doing that. Yeah. Enid says, it's too heartbreaking for the dad and mom. Not easy to cope with. No, it's not. And the father even is even taking it hard because she went to country to visit the mother. And he told her to come up on the Saturday. And she said no. She's coming up on the Monday. And he's now thinking that if he did force her to come up the Saturday, she wouldn't have met in the accident on the Monday and died. So he's still, blaming himself for that as well. So it's hard. It's hard, but, Good night, Christine. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, so I got to zoom oops for you peoples. Got to zoom oops. So the lovely gentleman that we have on screen, Mr. Will Amos. He is a Liberal MP in the province of Quebec. Mr. Amos had his own Zoom oops moment when he appeared buck naked on camera yesterday, not realizing that his camera was on. So there was a parliamentarian meeting with the different MPs from around the country. Buddy said that he had just returned from jogging, took a shower, and was gonna get dressed in his office. He did not realize that he knew the Zoom meeting was on, but he didn't realize that the camera was on. Yeah, he was buck naked. And it's funny because he had his cell phone in his hand, and his cell phone was strategically placed so that his penis wasn't on camera. He had to apologize to his fellow parliamentarians. I always check to make sure my camera is off. As a matter of fact, all my cameras that I have a shutter on them that I close. I'm not playing that game with anybody. When I enter, I'm off camera until I'm done. I'm ready to put the camera on. But yeah, his thing, there was even a write-up about it in the Australian paper. Yeah. Let's see what Nana says. Inconsiderate with regards to those damn medias that keep sending to the father that lost his child. Very much so. Colleen says destiny. Yeah, that's true. I always say if if you're born for drown, you can't hang. So that was just her time to go, and that was it. Erica said that was more than an oops. That was a big. Actually, the picture that I have on screen is him after he was dressed and was in the meeting. So where the flag is, he was actually standing between the two flags, butt naked. Yeah. Colleen said, I wonder if his body look good. Good night, Simone, my sister from Florida. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. So we have a little, my What the F section is out of Jamaica this week. Let's see who else said. Yeah, my What the F section is coming out of Jamaica. So a 17-year-old called into the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Montego Bay Division, as a matter of fact, and threatened them. Buddy was demanding the release of a prisoner who he claims was his older brother, Ricardo somebody, and $2 million in cash. Now, while he was making his demands, I don't know if the phone got cut off, if it was the police that cut off the phone or the call dropped, but he got cut off. You know, my youth call back. And my youth then decide to cuss the police officer. So the police officer ruled for hang up on him. He then went on to tell him that he's a part of the Sparta gang and it needed $2 million. It needed $2 million plus the release of his brother. He also mentioned that he was going to blow up the Montego Bay, the Freeport police station in Montego Bay. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes Jamaica police move fast still. He was arrested in Manchester less than 24 hours after the threat was made. His mother was also arrested. There's been no information given as to what the charges are or what the charges will be. And I'm not quite sure why they arrested the mother, if he used the mother's cell phone or what the situation was, but the mother was arrested as well. The boy, I watched too much movie. Yeah, the boy, I watched too much movie. Let's see. Oh, Nana said, yes, was going to send you oh man, I got 3 different versions of the video. Boy, crazy. The boy crazy. Nana said he needs some serious help. I pity the kid, they don't know better. And Cherie says, what? Family affair? Too much Netflix. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because to hear the video, I was literally like, I listened, but I had to rewind and listen again, and I'm like, no, boy, you're sick. So somebody else sent me another video, and I listened again. The boy sick and I'm Ed. The boy sick and I'm Ed. So we're moving on to the first topic of the night, and this one, it can be triggering. So I'm just gonna put that disclaimer out there that it can be triggering. You know, so it's a video of, I'm not putting the video out, but I found the topic interesting. And it's a video of the father that killed his son this week in Kingston. So I'm just gonna, you know, brief you guys on, if you haven't seen it or haven't heard about it. 35-year-old Ruel Knight, he's a father of 3. He was killed by his father at their place of business. So apparently he's Ruel Knight Jr., Ruel Knight Sr. is a father, and Ruel's mother are all partners in a meat and food distribution business on Gordontown Road in St. Andrew. So according to the news, so I'll tell you what the news reported first, and then I'll tell you what I saw on the video after the news report, okay? So the news reported that shortly after 10 a.m. on the morning of the shooting, the senior and junior knights got into an altercation when the father shot the son multiple times. It's unclear what caused the argument between the senior and junior knights. However, it's understood that Ruel died while undergoing treatment at the hospital. His father is in custody, and the police are saying they're not taking statements from witnesses, and file is being prepared to be submitted to the Director of Public Prosecutions for a ruling to be made. Okay. So that after everything happened, the father went to the police station and told the police officers that he had to shoot his son, but it was self-defense. Okay? But then the video came out. And for those of you who have seen the video, you've seen what happened. For those who haven't seen the video, I'm not going to show it, but I'll just, give a description of what happened. The father was arguing with somebody inside. Father walked out, went to his car. According to the individuals who were narrating the CCTV video, he came out of his car with his gun, and he was still talking to somebody. He was still talking to somebody inside. He was still talking to somebody inside. There were a couple of people wandering around and kind of sidestepping him. He was very angry. The son came from what would be the front of the building, walking to the father with his hands out. Like, according to, again, the people who were narrating the CCTV video, they're saying that the son, when the son came out, the son said to him, "Dad, what's wrong? Are you having a bad day?" The man, first of all, I never know same foot would have reached that high. Kicked the son in his chest. And by the time him foot for reach back on the ground, him shot him son multiple times. Then while the son was laying on the ground, he kicked his son in his head a couple of times. He then went to his car, got into his car, and if the people them never pulled the son out of the way, he would have used the car to run over the son and then open the gate quickly so he could have left the compound. All the while leaving his son bleeding on the ground. So, I wonder now. My thoughts went to, okay, in the heat of the moment, you do something. When you calm down now and you realize what you do, how you feel. There's another voice note that has been verified circulating that the other brother, so Ruel was the oldest son. I can't remember the name of the younger brother. And the younger brother said that the fathers always have a temper. Him always have a temper. Him always, like, growing up with him, he was controlling and all of them something that, part of the reason why the mother left the father was, again, due to abuse. And this is from the recordings of the voice note that the younger brother put out. It was due to abuse. That was one of, and cheating and all of them other something. That was one of the reasons why the mother left the father. But they still maintained the business together. And you know. So let me see what the comments are in the section about that, because I'm still just like, yo. Let me see. Christine says Ruel was a very nice man, Mr. Knight, figure a prison. Corey Hastings, that's just crazy. What could have caused a father to take his son's life? It wasn't self-defense because the son didn't lift a finger. Corey, by the time the son walk out and say something, the man roundhouse kick him and shoot him down in under a minute. In under a minute. Because of the father literally walk up to the son. Let's see what Christine said. All because them have a license, but him father are very wicked and very abusive. Well, that's what the younger son is saying, what Corey said. Jamaica is never a normal place. That man is bitter. No remorse was shown. Colleen says, later 10 p.m. Time to start working. Love you always, guys. Bye, Colleen. Thanks for checking in. Talk to you later. Nana says, why didn't he just punch him in the face? That's more than self-defense. And Enid says he's bitter and crazy. There's something going on there. First, before the CCTV video came out, and when when they came out and said what happened, like, you know, him shoot his son and people start talk. So the first news that came out was that the son was gay. He found out that the son was gay and he was upset, and him called his son round at the back of the building and shoot the son. That was the first news that was circulating. The second news that circulated was that the son was stealing from the business. That was the second news that circulated. And that all circulated before the CCTV video came out to show what actually happened at that time. Let's see. Nana said he never. Let's see what Nana said. Nana said he never loved him. He needs some love, and it's probably not his biological son. Wow. Actually, it is his biological son. That he had with the wife, Mr. Knight Sr. and Ruel's mother were married and had a family, but again, the family broke up because of his abusive ways, but they still had the business together. So there hasn't been any report that he was released from prison yet or anything of that nature. I haven't seen anything. People that I've talked to haven't said that they've seen anything from that. So let's see what Christine says. Christine says, every day I'm arguing with the workers. They're all tired of him. Plus, rural kids, what they're doing online. So you can just imagine. Yes, apparently the kids did see their dad on the ground after the father shot him. So that was very traumatic for the kid as well. And then I said, well, he needs some love. His mother never loved him. Well, at film age, me don't know what I said about that, because a lot of things come to mind. Like, you shoot your son. After you shoot him and him dip on the ground, you kick him in the head. And if the people them never move him body, you would have run him over with a car. Something wrong. Something wrong. I never know where to go with that party. But, you know, in the heat of the moment, things happen. I understand that. But that's your flesh and blood. How bitter can you be to kill your flesh and blood in that manner? So we'll see what happens with the trial, or if it goes to trial, or what happens when he's charged and how all of that, you know, plays out. But, you know, 3 kids lost their dad and their grandfather, because, I mean, if I was that mother, I would not want you around my kids. So they lost their dad and grandfather. So, I'll keep you guys updated. I'll follow up on that, keep you guys updated on that and see what's happening on that. And my last topic of the night is my cousin stole my boyfriend. So I was listening to a show, and this was a topic that came in, and they wanted to know what was, what to do. Let's see, some other comments came in. Christine said that was one of the issues. He loved his mother and tired of the abusiveness to his mother. No one uptown is saying any good about Mr. Knight. You're right. Nobody has said anything good about the father. And it has been said that he was very abusive to the mother. And him and the sons are always getting into arguments about that abuse to the mother. So, yeah. Nana said maybe he was gay. Well, even so, at the end of the day, that's not a reason to kill your son. That's not a reason to kill your son. So, the last topic of the night. And this lady wrote into a program that I listened to asking for advice. So she was in a relationship with a guy for 10 years. Her female cousin is also her friend and her best friend and her business partner. So the female cousin always at a house, always at a yard, the man and everybody live good and they drop in. Jamaica, everybody drop in everybody yard and something. They meet dinner together, they vacation together, party together, everything. So the female and the male, they've been in a relationship for 10 years. They don't have any kids, but the man wants kids, but they don't have any kids. The cousin has one child. They didn't state who was the father of the child. So the story goes is that one evening she was invited to dinner at her own house. Her boyfriend and her cousin prepared the spread because they had news to tell her. No, it's not the first time that they've prepared dinner. It's not the first time that they've had, that kind of dinner setting. So she never thinks anything of it. She never suspect anything because, normal thing, your boyfriend and your cousin, I go treat you to dinner and, so yeah, go. So apparently, sat down at the table, and the dinner was for the boyfriend to tell her that he's moving out of the house. He's ending the relationship with her because he's fallen in love with the cousin. And him and the cousin are going to be moving in together. The boyfriend actually had his suitcases packed and told the girl that he would be back for the rest of his things. She said that, and they said that the reason why they did the dinner and did it that way was out of respect for her, because they both wanted to tell her to her face. So, it's not something that should I hear upon the street, should I hear it from them, out of respect for you. Yeah, I'd rather you respect me more than me sleeping with my man, but that's a whole nother story. Anyways, she said she was so shocked she don't even remember what happened for the rest of the evening. Okay? It's been a few weeks. The guy and the girl and the cousin are still going along, but not as friendly as they used to be. The cousin and her are still in business. The cousin wants to stay in business with her, but she doesn't want to. So she's now asking whether or not she should dissolve the business with the cousin. The boyfriend keeps calling her to check on her to see how she's doing. She wants to know if she should entertain conversations with the boyfriend, not conversation to get together, but conversation as to, how I'm doing and all of that kind of stuff. So she wanted advice as to what should be done. What should she do in this instance? Is it true me petty? So I'll just check the comment section to see what the comment section has to say about this. Because me petty. Let's see. Christine says, well, long time they had a plan, wicked, but karma go lick them. Because me very, very petty. When it come on to them kind of things there. One, the boyfriend could not call me back. Two, the cousin couldn't even come at the business. The cousin would have to monitor the business from a distance. Me ain't talk to none of them. Simone said petty right here too. Oh, my sister, I know. I know. But yeah, when it come on to them, there's something that me petty. And 1 minute I entertain nothing from anybody. Me I talk to none of them. Me need. You couldn't even look at me crossy eye. Because me have you no. And you go, why you call me? For say, hey baby boy, how you doing? Since I left you for your cousin, you doing good? No, we ain't friends. The minute you sat me down at the dinner table to tell me all of these things, we not friends. We not gonna be friends. And as for the cousin, what's that term they say? You're dead to me. You're dead to me. Nana says, Lord, exactly, Bernie. So Erica says, pretty plus tax right here too. No, man, when it come out to them is something there. You, remember, you know, this is under my nose, you know. Under our nose. Under our nose. In our own house. And then to plan the dinner in our own house. To have a conversation out of respect for her. The respect should have been that you are my cousin and you are my man, so Uno shouldn't have been getting together. That should have been the respect. Don't respect me after. Respect me before. So let's see what the comment sections are saying again. Christine says it's up to her, but that cause is wicked. Both are Judas. And Erica says, I wouldn't have nothing to do with any of them. The two of them dead to me. The two of them dead to me. Because from the conversation end, me I block them number. Me I change my door lock. Me not even look for you. Never mind if you go say hi. Never mind if you accept a phone call from you. And then the nerve of the cousin I talk about, she still want to be a part of the business and to remain. The nerve of some people's kids. Christine said, oh, not too bad, but you all are so right. Enid said, God not sleeping, both soon get what coming to them. Simone said, Bernie, seriously though, she had no idea, no signs at all. She said she didn't have any idea, and I would guess because the cousin is always at the house, and the cousin is her best friend, and the cousin is also her business partner. So it would not be suspicious if the cousin is at the house when she's not there. It would not be suspicious if she come there and the cousin just happened to be at the house, because the cousin is always at the house. So she low up the cousin in her house. Nana said, hell no, go away. Erica says, but on a serious note, she had the cousin too much up in her business. Erica, the cousin is her best friend and her business partner. So, now imagine that the cousin take the man. in our house and our nose. But then when she take a step back now, and I think say all the time them know what I confide in the cousin and I tell the cousin our business. The cousin don't know already because of the three of them in the relationship. So when you think you have a conversation with the cousin probably I'll go back go tell the man, you know, you're your girlfriend and you look at shoop stocks and yeah. The cousin now probably I'll go back go tell the man, say, you know, say XYZ and they and play and Ray. No man. What Christine said she was watching this side like myself, but they got it coming to them. Nana said Erica killing me. No, but on a serious tip, you know, woman to woman talk. I don't care who, how, or what. Maybe if you want you hug my one too tight. Make some space between you and him. Yeah. Erica said it doesn't matter what you need to have you need to have private matters too. Yeah. I don't expect my girlfriends to tell me everything what them do with them boyfriend. As close as we are. And I don't tell my girlfriends everything I do with my guy. I share what I want to share, and they share with me what they want to share. But yeah, I'm just like, and then she have the nerve for ask what she fi do. What you mean what you fi do? You wanna have? I don't know. I just thought it was yeah. But yeah, petty me would cut them off long time. From the conversation done in the house, me cut them off. Don't call me, ask me how me doing, come and I'll talk to you. You're dead to me. And don't call me, tell me, say you want continue have a business with me, because you're dead to me. No. Enid says, trust no shadow after dark. Erica says, I'm not leaving no woman alone in my house with no man, no. Girl, can I tell you? Not at all. Because somebody can accidentally slip something somewhere. You know how them just slip and have sex? I don't know how it happened. You might hear people talk and them calling and them say, oh, I don't know how it happened, you know, but we ended up having sex. Like, bitch, please. How you mean you don't know? We don't know. You just accidentally drop your panties? Him just accidentally drop on you? Like, really? No, but it was me feel fear still. Cause she said she's so shocked. Like she don't even remember what she do for the rest of the evening. She don't remember what she do for the rest of the evening. And you have some women that are in relationship and put them faith and trust so much in a guy that sometimes when some things happen, you know, it just lick them for sex. It just lick them for sex. Let me see what Simone says. Simone says fell on penis. And Marcel says him slip slide right in Girl, can I tell you? You know, he says, oops, accidentally fell on the bed or on the sofa or on the floor somewhere. And to think, like, my mind go many places. Can them me start think, no, where them do what them do. Palm the bed where me and you use to sleep. Me have to go change that. Me have to go buy a new sofa. Coming in there for do it on the sofa. You know how much money that I go cost again now? But yeah, that was quite interesting. That and then she Erica said she fell on the sword. She fell on the sword and slipped right in it. Yeah, but she bright. But you want to still be a part of the business. And Imakala ask if she all right, how she doing? If she doing well. Like seriously? But yeah, those were my two topics for tonight. I thank you guys for joining. As you know, every week I give away free stuff. So this week it's a week's supply of Fight. It has spirulina and licorice and kale and all green stuff. You can put it in your smoothies and stuff. So this week I am going to do, I'm not doing the Wheel of Names this week. I am going to do two truths, one lie. So I will tell you three things. Two of the things are true and one is a lie. The first person to tell me which is the lie will win the giveaway. So first thing, I've been to England, visited Buckingham Palace, and seen the changing of the guards. The second thing, I've been chased by a buck-naked madman in Jamaica. And the third thing is I've been to New York City to see the Raptors play. So you have the first person to tell me which is the lie will win the week's supply of Fight. So I'm going to repeat. I've been to England, visit Buckingham Palace, and seen the changing of the guards. I've been chased by a buck-naked madman in Jamaica. Or I've been to New York City to see the Raptors play. So which is the lie? Hey, Sally, thanks for checking in. Nope. Nobody's gotten it yet. Okay, Cherie. So by process of elimination, you got it. So I've actually been to England. I've visited Buckingham Palace, visited the stores that they have there. I've seen the changing of the guards. So that's true. I've actually been chased twice by naked madman in Jamaica. Once when I was going to Mount Alvernia, the madman chased us up the hill to the school. They had to lock the gate. And once in Falmouth Town Square, I got chased again by a madman. Naked madman. 2 times naked madman chased me down. But while I've seen the Raptors play in other cities outside of Toronto, I've never actually seen them play in New York. So that was the lie. But yeah, madman chased me down 2 times naked madman chased me down. I don't know why, but it is what it is. But that's it for tonight, folks. Thanks for spending your time with me. We had fun. Topic was entertaining. See you here again next week. Same time, same place. And thanks again. Love you guys. See you next week.